I've broken 10 food-related Guinness World Records, and today I'm gonna walk you behind the scenes of every single one, including making the world's largest sushi roll with Linja and the world's largest beef Wellington with Gordon Ramsay. And we're gonna start with the world's largest chicken nugget. Here we go.
We're gonna break a world record today, but let me back up first. My favorite food is rotisserie chicken. Gosh, do I love a hot, juicy rotisserie.
Remember, some of these videos were filmed a while ago, so when I do things like that, just cut me some slack, okay?
I have nuggets every single night before bed. I eat, sleep, and breathe chicken. I guess you could call me a chicken connoisseur. And that's what today's all about. And where my friend Linja comes in.
For those of you who don't know who Linja is, she was a food creator that made all kinds of really fun cooking videos. And she and I became really good friends and we broke a lot of Guinness World Records together. Unfortunately, she passed away a few years ago and is no longer with us, but she left behind a lot of good memories, so I'm excited to watch them.
Today we'll attempt to break the official world record for the world's largest chicken nugget.
That's right, and this is not our first rodeo.
Not long ago, we successfully made the world's largest cake pop. It was 44.24 kilograms, just shy of 100 pounds. Our videos racked up over
absolutely
60 million
enormous
views, and we saw all sorts of news articles about our crazy achievement. And while reading some of these articles, we found another headline.
A chicken nugget that weighed over 50 pounds.
A way that we did a lot of these records was that we would just see different ones online that looked like fun ones to break, and we would just go and break them. But just so you know, throughout this video, the records and the foods are gonna get bigger and bigger as we go until we eventually make the world's largest chocolate bar, which is insane.
You see, this nugget was the king of all nuggets. It was as large as 720 regular nuggets. But there was a problem. They couldn't meet the rigorous standards upheld by Guinness World
Guinness
Records.
is strict.
If all goes well, by the end of today, we'll be the first ever holders of this coveted title. Throughout this process, there will be several people watching us. We'll have a food inspector.
Make sure you remember Dennis. He is the health inspector in all of our Guinness World Records, and he's hilarious. And remember the judge, the world record judge. You're later gonna meet Andy, who was the judge for most of our Guinness World Records. And I have one story that I might share with you all later if you keep watching the video that was absolutely nuts.
But before we begin, there are 4 different common chicken nugget shapes.
There are 4 different shapes of chicken nuggets. That's helpful information. You need to know that before you make the world's largest chicken nugget, of course.
But before we do that, we're catching up to Gordon, so make sure you smack that subscribe button
yeah.
below.
To all of you watching right now,
Enough
subscribe.
talking, Nick. Time to get going.
We have pulled up to McDonald's, and the objective here is figure out exactly what shape we want to make our giant world record nugget. Well, how many different shapes of nuggets are there? How many different
We're
nugget
doing our
shapes
research
are there?
here. This is good.
Yeah, shapes. Linja, it's time to figure out what shape we're gonna be making today.
Here are all the shapes.
Oh,
of
I
the
miss having
nuggets.
Linja in my
Now
car.
we have a ball,
She was the
bone.
best
Nick,
passenger
I
in the
think
car
we should make
ever.
a bone.
Let's go back home and break some records. We are back from McDonald's. You gotta get in.
I was so much taller than Linja. I'm 6'3". Linja was 5 feet tall. I think that's generous. I think she was like 4'11" or 4'10". She was very small.
We're back from McDonald's.
And we're gonna make a nugget 1,000 times.
Wow, I forgot it was that
Time to
big.
cook.
You better pick up that nugget.
Linja liked to boss me
We'll
around.
start by tossing 40 slices of white bread into
Here we
a
go,
bowl.
we're starting.
Get rid of that, Nick. Nobody likes end pieces.
Now to soak all that bread, we're gonna go in with 1/2 gallon of whole
Bread,
milk.
milk,
Cows are
good.
working really hard for this.
Now it's time to mush it all up.
Bread. This is a weird compilation.
Now we let it soak while we prepare the rest of the ingredients. Between these 48 eggs and our 40 pounds of chicken, we're gonna be using close to 60 whole chickens.
Wow,
Be
60
careful, crack
chickens.
40 eggs.
Linja, this is a lot of chickens. I feel kind of bad about this.
Yeah, me too.
I was surprised to find out that the hardest thing about cracking 40 eggs is the fact that your hands get absolutely
It's a lot of eggs.
Excellent.
Once our eggs are all ready, it's time to whisk them up.
Mix faster now. Get the mega.
So here's a fun fact for all of you that I don't know if any of you know. Linja never ever swore. She would not say a bad word. She would not swear. So anytime we would bleep her out to be funny on the videos, she was just saying freaking. Sometimes she wasn't even saying anything at all. We would just put a bleep there because it was so funny and she loved it too.
Get the mega ball.
What you're looking at right here is 40 pounds of ground chicken. And now
The chicken
into our bowl we
weighed
go.
almost as much as Linja here, it looks
Frosting
like.
a cake?
Just so you all know, getting a Guinness World Record is no easy feat. We even have a health inspector watching to make sure Linja's not taking any shortcuts.
Linja, I'm watching you.
And now it's seasoning time.
We're gonna start out with some onion and garlic powder.
Okay, Osmo. The key ingredient to make anything taste good. Osmo is the best salt and seasoning in the world. If you haven't ever tried it, go to our website or go to your local Walmart to buy some. I have made it as cheap as I possibly can make it now, and we have the best salt and seasonings in the world. So again, go to the website, get some Osmo, best seasoning in the world, and you will cook the most amazing food if you use Osmo.
Fresh cracked pepper. Nick, how long do I have to do this?
Keep going, Linja.
My shoulder.
My cabbages!
finish off our seasoning, optional MSG.
Now it's finally time
Little
to combine
MSG,
everything
nice.
and make that giant nugget. First things first, we'll pour in all of our eggs.
I can't believe they make bowls this big. And then in we go with our soggy bread.
Ew.
And now we mix. This has to be one of the more
The soggy bread always looks disgusting when you're making chicken nuggets, but it tastes good and it works
so
well.
large, we had to make a special contraption, and that's where Chef Bill comes in. It looks like a giant bird cage,
Wow.
and it's about 1/2 a linja length.
Ah, yes. I loved using the measurement linja length.
1/2 a linja length tall.
Before we put the chicken in, we're gonna line it with parchment.
And now, I'm not sure if you remember this from our last Guinness World Record.
Ah, yeah. Remember, we're gonna get to the cake pop record later because it's bigger than the chicken nugget and we're gonna go up in size throughout the video. So keep watching, things are gonna get crazy.
But it's time to spread.
Finally, it's time to fill up our mold, shovel it all in.
Shove it up your butt.
Linja, I feel like a construction worker right now.
You're not gonna meet quota, better hurry up. Give me the darn shovel.
Whoa.
If you want a job done right, you better do it yourself. Or at least not let Nick.
Oh my gosh.
To finish things up before we put it in the oven, we're gonna crack a few more eggs into a bowl.
And now it's time to do some painting.
I've made a lot
Nice.
of dino nuggets in my time, but never
True.
have I used a paintbrush. We're basically gonna paint
also
our
true.
egg wash across the entire chicken nugget so that we have something for all those beautiful breadcrumbs to adhere to. Ultimately, this isn't gonna look like a nugget unless we have that beautiful golden brown look that those McDonald's nuggets have.
What are you, Jackson Pollock now?
Now to finish things off, we'll do a light and gentle sprinkle of breadcrumbs across the entire nugget. If you can't tell, this nugget is almost as big as Linja, which means we can't bake it in our oven at home.
So we're gonna
Oh, here
take
we
it
go.
off the road and bake somewhere else.
Believe me, when you call people asking them to use their oven so that you can make the world's largest chicken nugget, most people are
Yep.
pretty skeptical. But fortunately, we found one place. Linja, am I doing okay?
The poor chicken nuggets, slow down. Don't ever drive like that again.
She always yelled at me for driving too fast. Always. I could never drive slow enough for Linja.
We made it to the Cambridge School of Culinary Arts, where they'd kindly offered up an oven large enough to bake our record.
Yeah, this was the only place we could find an oven big enough for this nugget. There was no other oven that would have worked. It was too
In our
big.
testing, it took 12 hours.
Open her up.
And finally,
I was very nervous here. I was nervous.
It's in the oven, so now we wait.
This is how many people it takes to get a Guinness World Record, and we're just doing a chicken nugget here. But the most important
If you think this is a lot of people for a record, by the way, wait until some of the records later in this video. I think there were at least 400 people involved in the world's largest chocolate bar. So you're gonna see that later, and the behind the scenes of that and all the secrets I can tell you there, crazy. Just wait, you're gonna be excited when you see those.
is holding that certificate that we desperately need. We are here to check on the chicken nugget. It's been over 4.5 hours, and this is what we're working with. We put some aluminum on the top to try to help it cook a little
See, this
bit
is so
faster.
bad because you don't know if it actually baked right.
But for now, we'll just take a look and see how it's coming along. It feels like heavier than it was before. There's a nice crust to it. We want the crunch when we have a chicken nugget. What we're basically making here is not actually a nugget. It more looks just like a cake. We're gonna put it back in. It needs a bit more time, but when we come back, we'll add the breadcrumbs and go away.
It is like baking a giant cake.
It's time to cut off the edges and bread the sides.
Oh, Linja, be careful. God.
Linja almost just cut her finger off there.
Now we're just gonna gently pull back on the sides and hope the chicken nugget doesn't collapse in on itself because of all the weight.
Oh.
Push, Nick, push.
At this point, we're gonna paint up all the sides of our gigantic nugget with egg wash so that we can stick breadcrumbs to the side, make the whole thing look like a
gotta
well-composed
make it look
nugget.
good.
The Guinness rules state that it has to look exactly like a nugget, just larger. Now back in the oven to get it nice and golden brown.
In the oven again? A third time?
Oh, God! Hey, whoa, Michael. Oh, God!
And just like that, I think our nugget is complete. But first,
The inspector has to take his final temperature.
So this has to be at least 165 or it has to go back in the oven.
what is it?
175.
We made it.
Excellent.
Our nugget was perfect. Beautiful, delicious smelling, and
Does
golden
look good.
brown.
Nick, I don't got all day.
Back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leaf and I'm coming.
Open it up, Nick.
Don't give a f, I don't care. Did the by my lonesome.
You better drive safe with that fucking nugget.
I'm gonna watch that again because that was always one of my favorite clips that we had with Linja was just playing that rap music while she hopped into the car. Maybe she didn't know it, but rap music worked very well with Linja's vibe.
I don't care. Did the by my lonesome.
Drive safe with that fucking nugget.
We are on a main road right now going about 8-9 miles an hour, but we have to keep this thing safe.
Go slower, Nick. We made it back with the nugget. Now put it down, Nick.
My name is Kenny Palazzolo, and I'm today's surveyor. You may remember me from the last world record. You got that, Guinness?
The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna tear our pan and get ready for the weigh-in. So we have a pan weight of 1.755 kilograms.
So first things first, we're gonna lift the whole nugget over onto a new tray because we have to remove all this excess stuff to be able to weigh just the chicken nugget itself. Now for the big scary moment, we have to slide this thing off the wire rack. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is big.
Now for our final measurements. So we have 20.960 kilograms, which in my estimate is just a little over 46 pounds. What do you think?
Congratulations, you're officially amazing.
Yes! I just got chills watching that.
And just like that,
Yeah, look at that.
to add to the list.
This nugget here is 1,400.
1,400 times a regular chicken nugget. That is insane. But again, if you think that's big, keep watching.
This nugget.
Let us know what record you want us to break next.
Happy cooking.
Let's move on now to our next Guinness World Record, the world's largest beef Wellington with Gordon Ramsay. Here we go.
Today we're breaking a Guinness World Record with Gordon Ramsay.
Now we'll be making the world's largest beef Wellington using my personal recipe.
The record to beat is 50 pounds. But what exactly makes for the perfect beef Wellington?
Right, first of all, we've got to get that sear. No colour, no flavour. Then that duxelle. Then the prosciutto, then the crepes, and then, of course, that delicious flaky pastry.
Luckily, if there's one thing Gordon's known for, it's the beef Wellington. Any advice
the
on how
best.
we should do this?
Don't f it up.
Sorry about the curse words. I'm trying to keep those to a minimum in this video, but pretty much every other word Gordon says is a swear, so it's easier said than done.
Off we go. Start the Wellington. I'll make the
There you
sauce.
go. Nice.
The real challenge today, aside from the fact that Gordon is counting on me to turn this pile of ingredients into the perfect beef Wellington, is
Wow, look at
because
that
this is
thing.
our biggest cooking challenge ever, I've called in some backup to help.
Yep.
One of the biggest names
All
in
my
food.
friends.
I call them the Steak Avengers.
Steak Avengers.
Looks like
Love
Gordon's
it.
already texting me. Guys, come on in. I think we got ourselves a message.
Fun fact, sometimes I text Gordon funny stuff and he doesn't reply.
Hey guys, it's me. Listen, the sauce is coming along fine. Please make sure when you put that Wellington together, it is absolutely precision and immaculate. I can't wait to see it. Hurry up, Nick. Let's go.
Max, Gooey, you guys got the meat. You're gonna handle the
Yep.
duxelle and the crepes, and I'll take the prosciutto.
3, 2, 1, beef.
One of the most important parts of a beef Wellington is the prosciutto. I'll
So
be
we
using
split
this
into
giant
multiple
and
teams.
very
I'm working on
dangerous deli slicer to get the
prosciutto.
best
Looks like
slices of
Max and
prosciutto
Guga
I
are
can
working on the
possibly get.
beef.
This prosciutto was shipped all the way from Spain.
And the
it's
Golden
some of the
Balance is
best
working on
in
the
world.
mushrooms.
I need to take off one corner of the prosciutto, and now we're ready to slice. For
Wow.
carving our prosciutto, I
at
first
that.
need to set this at the proper number, which will adjust the thickness. I'll place my prosciutto into the machine, clamp this down to secure it, and it's time
Why
to
do I
slice.
even have
Now
one of
the
these
goal is to
machines,
get
by the way?
even and consistent slices of prosciutto.
Who
These will
has one of these in
eventually
their
be used
house?
to wrap
Why do I
around the
have
meat
this?
that Max and Guga are working on right now. This prosciutto looks incredible.
Wow.
It's ready to go.
All right, Max, first thing we gotta do is remove this fan. Let's do it.
We're gonna be completely fusing this thing together with meat glue. If there's any silver skin, it's not gonna stick together.
If you've never heard of meat glue, it's literally this powder, this glue, that you can use to glue together any kind of meat. So you can glue salmon to Wagyu, you can glue a chicken to a fish, you can do whatever you want with it. And to make a world record Wellington, we needed a world record piece of meat.
I myself do not want to work with meat glue.
So you're making us do the dirty work for you, huh, Nick? We like it.
A duxelle is a traditional
okay, the mushrooms
mixture
now.
of mushrooms, shallots, garlic, and thyme. We'll be using a mixture of mushrooms, starting with these white button mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms for that nice umami flavor, some golden oyster mushrooms, and finally some king
Nice
oyster
mix.
mushrooms. Now it's time to chop.
Look at those chopping skills. Yeah, so this is part of a Wellington, is making this mushroom
And this one here is for our
paste
crepes.
that kind of wraps the whole thing and gives this umami flavor to the whole beef Wellington. It's classic.
We'll add in my mushrooms.
You look like you need a hand over here. I'm gonna help you out with some crepes. These we're making ourselves, and what this will do for our Wellington is wrap it up nicely so there's no leakage. We need our
Good
Wellington
explanation,
to stay
Nick.
perfect
Good
golden
explanation.
brown.
I think we're just about done trimming here. It's time to suit up.
Uh-oh.
Let's do it. Meat glue is extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
It's an enzyme that completely glues proteins together.
I get scared every single time I have to use it.
If you breathe it in, it can literally make your lungs stick together.
Yeah, this is very dangerous. So let's hope that they don't do anything bad in the next few seconds here.
Hence the gas masks.
When dusting on this meat glue, we need to make sure that everything is spread
Wow.
nicely and evenly.
If we don't fully coat every part of this meat, the Wellington will look terrible when we eventually
This is
cut it.
insane.
To hold it together
This
while
is
it sets
insane.
in the fridge, we'll tie it all
I
up
still
with
can't
butcher's
believe we did
string.
this.
And now that none of the meat
Look at
glue is
that. Look at
exposed,
that.
we should be safe to take off our masks.
Beautiful. We need to wrap it up because when we're cooking it sous vide, we don't
Wow,
want
that
any
is
water
so
to
cool.
Gooey, that's a big piece of meat. Sure you can handle that?
You know, they always say my meat is big, and here's why.
Hold on. What? I'm just gonna keep going.
To finish off our duxelle, we're gonna season this up with a little bit of thyme, a generous amount of salt, and finally finish with some pepper. When it's nice and cooked through, add it to the rest of your mixture.
Now that we've got everything prepped out, it's time to start cooking. And this here is gonna be our giant sous vide bath.
If you don't know what a sous vide bath is, it's basically a giant, hot, warm bathtub that you cook food in over a long period of time, and it cooks very slowly and evenly.
Which hopefully will cook our meat to a perfect medium rare. This is now gonna cook overnight for about 10 hours, and we'll be back in the morning to check on it, but we better hope this works, because we're not gonna have much time left to finish after we come back. It's currently just before 5 in the morning, and we are going to check on our Wellington. I've been freaking out, I've been nervous about this the whole time, and I didn't want to wake the steak Avengers because I felt kind of bad, so I woke up Manny to come with me. This has been going all night. Hold on.
What's wrong?
Manny.
They're off. What do you mean?
The things are off. The water's cold.
Oh, it's not even room temp.
This was really, really bad.
Oh man, how long is it off?
The fuse could have blown an hour ago, but it also could have happened 6 hours ago.
This was really bad. Basically, we plugged in so many things in the kitchen that it overloaded and blew a fuse, and the power was off overnight, and we didn't know how long that was off for. Now the question is, will we finish cooking this beef in time for the record?
Best bet's just cranking these up as high as we can possibly get them. I am probably gonna sit here and watch till the water comes to temp. But the only worry now is that if we're not careful, this may overcook. It's just past 6:30 now. We've let this go as long as we possibly can, and it's now time to bring this to the only bakery we could find that has an oven big enough to actually fit this in there. We've done the best we can, and at this point, we can really only hope that it's cooked. This right here is where we're gonna be.
If you thought the oven
baking
was
our
big for the
Wellington
chicken
today.
nugget,
As you can
wait.
see, it's so big that all 4 of us have no problem fitting inside.
Look at this.
You guys go start prepping the Wellington.
Unreal.
I'm gonna FaceTime Gordon to check in and preheat this oven. Hey, Gordon.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
It's going okay. We had a little bit of a mishap with the sous vide bath, but I think everything is coming together now.
Okay, hurry up, please. I'm dying to see that Wellington.
I thought he was gonna be mad.
After the mishap this morning, we can only hope that it's fully cooked. But we'll find out once it's baked.
You want to treat this thing extremely nicely, just like a little baby, a little meat baby. It feels like the perfect medium rare.
You better believe it.
All right, guys, we gotta move. We only have 30 minutes to get this thing in the oven.
Next step, we have to pat the whole thing as dry as possible because we're about to torch it.
The final step before torching it is to remove all of the string that's wrapped around the meat. We have to be extremely careful right now.
The torching
'cause
was
this
really
one, the
cool.
meat could
I'm excited
split
to see this
totally
again.
apart. For me, this is a bit of a sore subject because it makes me remember when I left the string on in one of my last episodes of MasterChef.
The string's on. We'd lose a star if we sent that to the customer.
That was a throwback to MasterChef where I did a big challenge and then I left the string on the meat, and it was really awkward.
There's no pan big enough to sear this. It's time to torch.
Yeah.
Now that it's gotten a beautiful golden brown color, it's time for the mustard.
And this is the traditional way to do it.
Paint it
for
with mustard, that's
Wellington.
right.
Directly after searing, we add a nice thin layer of mustard.
While those guys finish painting that in mustard, we're gonna go ahead and start rolling out our puff pastry for the outside of our Wellington. Once this has all been laid out and fused together, we're gonna add some parchment on the top.
And I'm gonna roll everything together to fuse all the ends.
Nice.
What we're trying to do is make one giant puff pastry sheet big enough to wrap around our whole Wellington.
Next up, we're gonna lay out our crepes on top of our puff pastry.
This is gonna help trap in that moisture and prevent a soggy bottom. There is absolutely no way we're serving Gordon a Wellington with a soggy
Exactly.
To finish this up, we're gonna patch it up with prosciutto wherever we see an
That
open
is
hole.
The
beautiful.
final step to bring it all together is to spread our duxelle.
The mushroom.
This has sat in the fridge
That's the
overnight,
mushroom.
and we have to make sure it's
Isn't
in a
that
nice,
weird? The
perfect
mushroom
layer
turned
over
into
our
this
prosciutto.
weird
Everything looks
looking
pretty spread
paste,
out right
but
now, it'll
it
all
tastes
come
good.
together
Trust
shortly.
me. It tastes really good.
We only have 5 minutes left to get this thing in the oven. We're gonna start rolling it, keeping it as tight as we possibly
I think
can.
we were all
because
nervous.
there can be no gaps in any Wellington. Be careful, be careful.
Uh-oh. Just so you know, we only had 5 minutes left because the health inspector said that if we sat the food out at room temperature for too long, that it would no longer be food safe and he would have to disqualify us. So keep that in mind. There's always a time pressure when you're making a food world record because you need to be quick with the food or it's no longer food safe and therefore no longer allowed to get a world record.
Wow, Guga, good job. We're gonna push these tables together.
Now we'll continue rolling it up, being extremely
We
careful
created a
here.
really
Aside
good
from
system
cutting it
for
open
this,
and
I have
feeding
to
it
say.
Gordon, this is definitely the scariest part of this challenge. And we had to bring in all hands on deck to finish this off. We are so close here, we just have to paint the whole thing in egg wash.
2 minutes left, guys.
We'll carefully
2
place
minutes
our
left.
lattice pattern over the Wellington.
We had to make it look nice.
Reposition it to make it look nice and pretty.
There you
And
go.
we'll finish it off with a bit more of egg wash.
And finally, a nice pinch of salt.
A little more Osmo, there you go. Finish it off the right way.
Trey, we can't mess this up, guys. Oh.
That thing was heavy.
It's time. The big gigantic oven.
We're gonna push it all the way in until it clicks, just like that.
And it's ready to cook.
I thought about pushing Guga in the oven with the Wellington to try to cook him to medium rare, because I just feel like that would be a really good video, but he wouldn't let me.
Guys, you ready for this?
Yes, come on, open it. Let's go.
Here we go.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It is literally a perfect golden brown.
Guys,
I forgot it looked that
it's what's
good.
on the inside that matters.
You guys ready
It's
for
true,
this?
actually.
Let's go.
It's gotta be perfect medium rare. Hold on. Before I cut it, do we all think this is gonna be perfect medium rare? It has to be. Not just for Guinness World Records, but for Gordon. Subscribe right now if you think it's going to be perfect medium rare. Just hit the button. Here we go.
You guys ready for this? Let's go. Okay.
My heart's beating fast now, and it was beating even faster during this.
Okay. The moment of truth. Oh.
It's perfect!
Yes! Look at that thing. Look at that
I really
meat.
hope Gordon's gonna like the Wellington, but we're about to find out. Let's see.
Nick, you got the welly?
I got the welly, you got the sauce?
Look at the size of that thing. I've got the sauce. Let's go. Look at that thing.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
We need a vat.
So that's the sauce that Gordon made. He spent all that time making one sauce. Sorry, Gordon, but you were kind of lazy. We did all the hard work. You just made a sauce. All I gotta say, Gordon, is if that's not the best tasting sauce that I ever have, then I don't know, you weren't that helpful.
There's the lamb sauce in donut.
You know what? I take that back, Gordon. If you're watching the video, you were really helpful. Thank you. Thank you.
It's got a beautiful sheen. It's rich, it's sumptuous.
Do we take a bite before we find out if it's a world record?
Shall we? What the f? Oh man, look at that.
Nice. See what he thinks.
That is delicious.
Yes.
That's good.
The only thing remaining is finding out if this is truly the largest beef Wellington in the entire world.
I'll kill him if it's not.
Imagine being a Guinness World Record judge and Gordon Ramsay's there and says that he will attack you if you don't give him the record. What would you do?
Gordon?
Here's Andy. Remember him, you'll see him a lot.
Official Guinness World Records attempt for the largest beef Wellington. Now the record to beat was 20 kilograms. I've confirmed the official measurement and I can officially say that you achieved 25.76 kilograms.
Yes!
Congratulations, you're officially amazing.
Watch this.
Yes! Yes! I love you, yes! Amazing!
Have you ever seen Gordon Ramsay that happy? I have not. I've known him for a while. I have never in my life seen him that happy. You see how happy he was there? I don't even know what he said. I don't even think that was English. He said a bunch of random words. He was so happy.
Thank you all so much again for 10 million subscribers. Gordon, any last words?
Yeah, don't subscribe to his. Subscribe to mine. We got 20 million. 20 million. Hurry up, Nick. Catch up.
Who's laughing now, Gordon? Let's put the subscriber counts up on the screen here. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let the results speak for themselves here. And of course, this is all jokes because I love Gordon and kind of kicking my butt in everything but YouTube.
And one last thing, thank you so much.
Oh, look at that.
to
I
all
put
of
a
you
bunch
for
of subscribers on screen at the end of the video. Let's do the same thing. I'm gonna put up a screen right now of current subscribers. See if you can find yourself there. And maybe I'll do this again in another video. Just make sure you're subscribed. And now let's move on to our next Guinness World Record, the world's largest cake pop. A few months ago, I didn't even know what a cake pop was. Then I met Linja. Together, we made the biggest cake pop in the entire world. Yes, we did.
Or so we thought.
You see, our first video got millions and millions of views. Let's play that video real quick for those of you who haven't seen it. Here it is. Oh, that sounded good. Is it more fun to eat than the small ones? Mm-hmm. Okay, so there you go. That was the video that I was talking about. Let's keep moving. And somehow even attracted the attention of the Guinness World Records team, who said that there was a record title but no record holder for world's largest cake pop.
Meaning that nobody has officially attempted or claimed the title of the world's largest cake pop.
So it turned out that while in reality we may have made the largest ever cake pop, it wasn't actually official. We followed up and found out that the actual record cake pop had to be a minimum of 30 kilograms, which is a bit less than 69 pounds. Not exactly sure who came up with that number, but I like it.
Dom, you dirty dog. After our first video, so many people asked us to collab again that we figured, why not? Let's run it back and get a world record at the same time.
But before we begin, not all of you listened when Linja told you to like the video last time.
So smack that like button
like the video right now. And if you're not gonna listen to me, listen to Linja. Like this video for Linja, she said so.
Rule number 1, this record is for the largest cake pop in terms of weight.
Rule 2, this is measured to the nearest thousandth kilogram.
Rule number 3, for the purpose of this record, a cake pop is defined as a round coated piece of cake on a lollipop stick.
Rule 4, ingredients must include eggs, sugar, flour, butter, chocolate or icing, and an edible decoration.
And most important, rule number 5, have fun.
Nice.
But before we begin, let's take a trip to Starbucks to check out the gold standard for a cake pop.
Good, good. Gotta do our research.
The nearest Starbucks. I feel like Starbucks is the place that brought cake pops into this world. We have to go get one of theirs to be able to measure it and perfectly replicate a massive version of it. Linja, you ready?
Yeah, this is my first Starbucks cake pop.
I see it now. I see the cake pop.
Ah, there they are. I had never really heard of a cake pop before this video either.
Well, he's famous too.
Oh my gosh. That's not how you're supposed to eat a cake pop, for the record. You don't do that.
I'm a little disappointed in the size. It's puny, tiny, insignificant, unimpressive.
Why are you pointing the camera at me, Manny? We are back from Starbucks and we got our cake pops. How is it? It's okay, but we could do better. But before we get started, we have a little bit of measuring and weighing to do.
Guinness World Records doesn't around. Now preheat the oven till 350 Fahrenheit because it's time to get baking.
So if you didn't know, a cake pop is literally just made of cake and frosting, and it's all mushed and mixed together to make this like chewy dough. And I never knew that, so I'm just explaining it so you know how it's made.
We're gonna start with 1 Linja length worth of cakes. But before we get started, the health inspector made clear that we had to be wearing something as a head covering since we'll be serving this cake. So I'm gonna use this bowl.
What you doing, Nick?
To start, we're gonna add all our cake mix to this giant bucket.
We basically bought all the cake mix from the grocery store, all of it.
Then we go in with our liquid eggs.
Since we have a health inspector on site, we're using special eggs here that are a little bit easier to follow food safety requirements with.
Then we'll toss in a few sticks of butter.
And last but not least, a little water.
A little butter and water, that's it.
Now it's time to mix it all up.
Whoa! Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This made the biggest mess I think I've ever made in my studio. Before the sushi roll, which is gonna come later in this video. Look, we had so much cake that it was as tall as Linja.
We're finally ready to start crumbling it up.
And make that cake up batter.
Whoa!
Now it's time to crumble all that cake up. We want it as fine as possible before we mix it with
Why is she still wearing her watch?
Step aside, Linja.
Ah, yes. Gotta crumble it all up.
Now it's time to
cream
make
cheese.
our cream cheese frosting.
First, we'll go into our
for the
mixer with a
frosting.
bunch of cream cheese.
A few bags of confectioner sugar.
Why
and
did I
a
do that?
splash of NYX's homemade vanilla extract.
And now we mix. We had to get creative and heat the side of the bowl so
that
the
was
cream
cool.
cheese melted faster.
The cream cheese was so thick that I had to use my flamethrower to melt everything down. To be honest though, I probably just wanted a good excuse to use it.
Now finally, we scoop in all our frosting.
Looks like good
and
frosting.
then we mix again.
And after quite a lot of mixing, we're ready to put our cake pop mix into the mold. This right here is our giant custom cake pop
Look at that
mold
thing.
with a nice hole right on top for the stick to come out of. But first, we need to grease it up.
This mold cost like $2,000. I don't know why, but it was very hard to get a
Now
custom
that our
cake pop mold.
mix is finally mixed up. Time to fill up the mold.
And we had to really pack it in there. Really packed it in.
And now we toss on the lid.
Now into the sides, we'll put screws to make sure that none of this moves around. Then we'll take these clamps and go all the way around the side of the cake pop to make sure everything is as tight as possible.
Now it's time to fill it up the rest of the way.
We'll press at the tippity top until it's bulging out from all that pressure. Hopefully, this means we have a tightly packed cake pop. And finally, just before the freezing process, we shove in that stick. Oh.
Now we're gonna take
It made
all
a really
our dry
weird sound.
ice outside and add it to the big cooler.
Yeah, so we got this huge
Now
cooler.
we have to line it with dry ice.
and we thought we would use dry ice to cool it down really, really fast because we had a very limited amount of time to attempt the world record.
Day 2.
We added more dry ice around the cake pop this morning to make sure it was super hyper frozen. So before we bring it upstairs, it's time to take care of our royal icing. That's the frosting we're gonna wrap around the entire cake pop to toss the sprinkles onto.
4 cups of powdered sugar.
Then 3 tablespoons.
So now we're making the icing for the outside of the cake pop.
Now we'll close down our mixer and let this go until a nice glue-like paste forms.
Wow, that looks nice.
Now that
Really
our frosting's
nice.
done, it's time to go grab that cake pop. Now that we've made our royal icing, it's time to lift this upstairs. Oh, baby.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
First things first, let's take off
That thing
these
looks
wedges.
crazy.
And then I'll use these Parmesan cheese wedges to wedge it open.
Now I'm gonna take off the top piece.
Time to take out the entire cake pop.
Whoa!
It looks so good.
This is awesome.
For this next step, we're putting on our
Lindsay
royal
was so
icing,
excited.
which will go all over the cake pop with. This stuff dries really, really hard and fast. And all we need is a nice thin layer around so we can add our sprinkles.
It looks kind of cool.
It's sprinkle time.
Fun fact, Linja loved sprinkles. I don't know why, she was obsessed with sprinkles.
We had to buy a lot of sprinkles to make sure we could cover this thing. And given
We
that
did.
this is probably the most fun part of the whole day, we're gonna have fun with it.
Oh yeah, sprinkle compilation. Pew, 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 pew. It does look really cool.
This is
It
more
does look
important
good.
than Neil Armstrong planting the flag on the moon.
With the addition
I love you, Linja, but no, it's not. It's not more important than Neil Armstrong going to the moon and putting a flag there.
With the addition of this stick, our cake pop is complete, and now we have to weigh the entire thing at once because every last thing counts. The stick, the sprinkles, the cake pop, we need to weigh it all. And that's where Kenny comes in.
We're gonna lift this pop right onto the scale and we're gonna get an exact measurement.
0.000 kilograms.
You got that, Guinness?
All right, so it's finally time to weigh. We're gonna lift this onto this scale here.
This has to be 30 kilograms to beat the world record.
So this is a big moment here. We now have to weigh the cake pop, and it's gotta weigh at least 30 kilograms or above, and this guy's job is to make sure the measurement and weight are taken perfectly.
2, 3.
44.240. We have a world record, folks.
We definitely have a lot of people to thank for making this happen, but our work here is not yet done.
Now we wait to hear from Guinness.
We have no idea how
Yeah.
long it'll take them to look through all the information here.
But hopefully we got the record.
Just so this isn't confusing, the reason we didn't get the record right on the spot is because this was our first one, and we didn't have a judge there watching in person, so we had to submit all this paperwork. But all the rest of the records are gonna be where we get it right away or we don't get it, because you'll see later in the video, but we actually failed one of them, and there's a lot of secrets I could tell you about that one.
Finally, just got an update from Guinness. Sadly, I've got bad news. So what ended up happening was we got the record. Here it is.
Why did I try to? I even just faked myself out with
She
that.
has absolutely no idea that she is a Guinness World Record.
Oh, I forgot about
I'll take
this.
you all with me tomorrow morning on a road trip to New Jersey, where we're gonna surprise Linja with this certificate. I'll see you bright and early. All right, I'm currently on the side of the highway. This is a solo mission. I don't have a camera guy with me today. I've just crossed into New Jersey and I'm getting ready to surprise Linja. And if I look tired, it's because I am. I've been driving since 5 this morning, but the surprise is gonna be worth it. It looks like I should be there in about
Oh, I drove
45
all the way to
minutes.
surprise
After
her in
5
person.
and a
I
half
forgot
hours,
about
I just
this.
made it. I'm just outside Linja's house, but I pulled up the road to hide so she wouldn't see me. And her son Tim is ready on the inside for me to surprise
This
her.
is
Let's go
awesome.
show her
I'm so
the
excited to see this.
Oh my god.
I got chills again.
Oh my god.
Linja, look at this.
Oh my gosh. That is fantastic.
Let's get a close up on
Look
it.
at that.
We got the record.
That was definitely a crazy process, but Linja, are you glad we went through it?
It was so much fun.
I'm sorry, by the way, for surprising you today at your house. I know you don't like people showing up like that.
Oh no, it was a wonderful surprise.
Now
It's
you-
always good to have you.
Aw.
Good thing I didn't have my gun on me.
So there you have it. Linja and I are now the official holders of the world's largest cake pop.
To any of you watching, don't you dare try to take our cake pop world record because I
will get it back.
And now let's move on to the next world record, the world's largest donut. Here we go.
We're gonna make the world's largest donut to break the Guinness World Record.
But in order to break the world record,
We've got to find the perfect donut to replicate. Can I please just get one of everything? As we all know, donuts come in many different shapes and sizes.
you have your classic original cake donut,
My personal favorite, the butternut donut,
a good old glazed donut,
and of course, all sorts of different frosted
My
ones.
favorite.
After lots of deliberation and even a bit of arguing, we finally settled on the one. The iconic pink frosted Homer Simpson
good-looking
style
donut.
But here's where things get crazy.
When searching the internet for inspiration, Linja and I came across something called
Yeah.
a donut cake.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
A perfect harmony of donut and
Yeah.
cake. Two of the best foods in the entire world. The big question is, can it break an official world record? We're here at the bakery.
And we're starting with this Linja-sized bowl.
Look at that bowl.
This is Grandma's famous chocolate cake recipe.
Watch carefully, because Linja had a very good recipe for chocolate cake. Nobody made a better chocolate cake than Linja. You'll get the recipe right now.
We're starting with some oil.
Next, some sugar.
Yep.
And a bunch of brown sugar.
Then a bunch of eggs.
Then 5 pounds of sour cream.
Woo! Uh-oh.
Then 5 pounds of sour cream.
And
Nice.
some homemade vanilla extract.
Now we'll lock it into our giant mixer.
Whoa, that thing is
This
huge.
mixer is almost as tall as me.
And then it's time for our first mix.
That's what good cake sounds like.
Now to finish it off, we'll go with some flour.
And now the cocoa powder.
Now our second mix.
Ooh.
Then finally our last ingredient, some steaming hot coffee.
Secret
Coffee
ingredient.
boosts the chocolate flavor in baked goods.
Now it's time to start baking. We're gonna be filling 100 trays to make our dough.
Oh, look at that batter.
30 minutes
100
later,
trays though, I
let's
forgot
get
we
this
needed
done.
that many.
I got hands of steel. After
Wow.
lots of baking,
We have a Linja stack of cakes.
I think it's time to assemble. This attempt will be judged by Brittany.
We have a different judge
Guinness
this
World
time, it
Records
looks like.
adjudicator. We also have
And
Dennis,
Dennis,
the
he's
health
always there, I
inspector,
told
to
you.
make sure that
Health
the food
inspector.
is handled properly. The challenge today is time.
Nick and Lindsay, you have 8 hours to finish this cake, or I have to disqualify you for food safety reasons. I don't make the rules.
You do make the rules. This is the footprint of our giant donut we'll be making today, which if we pull it off will be the equivalent of 1,500 regular
Whoa,
donuts.
so the chicken nugget had to be 1,000 chicken nuggets all in one? Just try to imagine what 1,500 donuts actually looks like.
All the sheet cakes have been cut in half.
But our first step is to cover the base with buttercream frosting. Once we have our first layer of buttercream, we'll start going down with our cake. Each layer of our donut is gonna have 6 sheet cakes. We're gonna be trimming this down later to make sure it looks perfect, but for now
This
we
was
can
so
break
hard
off
to
the
do without
edges,
wanting to
throw it into our
constantly
bucket.
eat all the
None
cake.
of this cake today will be going to waste. We'll be donating all the food through FarmLink later on today.
So all of these records that we do, these giant different foods, we have to donate every single thing. That's a rule with Guinness World Records. So sometimes you get comments saying, you wasted food, or why'd you waste so much food? All of the food has always been donated at the end of our videos. And Linja wouldn't have been doing these with me if it wasn't. The other thing is, one of our Guinness World Records was actually donating the most amount of turkeys in 24 hours, which was 142,000 pounds of turkeys, but I'm not gonna go through that video in this one because it wasn't as exciting as some of the rest. But anyways, let's keep going.
The first layer is done, and then we're gonna repeat it 10 times.
We need to let this chill so it can firm up.
Giant fridge. We needed a big fridge, just like those big ovens that we've seen.
After chilling the donut for 1 hour, we added the next 3 layers onto the cake. Our layers are definitely starting to add up, but we have to toss this in the fridge one last time so it doesn't crumble. We don't want what happened with that dumpling we did with Uncle Roger to happen to this cake.
There's a preview to something you're gonna see later in this video, the one Guinness World Record that we actually failed with Uncle Roger. I'm not gonna give any secrets away, but there's a lot of good behind the scenes, so keep watching.
It's time to start spreading the buttercream once again, where we'll then add the final
We're
3
getting there.
layers to our cake.
Just so you know, in order for this to count as a new Guinness World Records title, the donut cake has to be at least 1 foot high.
Let's hope it's 1 foot high.
We're finally putting on the
That
final
looks like more
layer
than a
of
foot high, I think.
But the
right?
big challenge right now is that we're up against the time.
We're a little behind schedule.
Oh
and
yeah,
we've got
this is the
3
one where
hours
we
to
were really
go.
running
We are
out
now
of
at the
time.
point where we're ready to carve the cake, and it's gonna start taking the shape of a donut.
What we're holding here are the stencils.
These are gonna be helping guide us to know how much cake to cut off. Our stencil is on top, meaning we wanna carve off this part right here. Linja's gonna be catching all those cake scraps so we can eat those later. To me, so far, this is the most satisfying
Linja loved
part of
cake. She had a
anything
big
we've
sweet
done
tooth.
today.
So
And
she
it's really
loved
nice to
cake, she
finally
loved
see all the
candy.
different layers
She ate a
that we
lot
put
of candy.
together.
Time's ticking. We only got 2 hours left.
Now that our donut is carved around the sides, we need the hole in the
Yep.
middle. And this is where the small stencil comes in. But in terms of the stability of this donut, this is where things start to get really dangerous. We don't want it collapsing in on
this was
itself,
scary,
and
because
we
all
don't
it
have
takes to fail the record is the cake falls in on itself, and it's over.
This is what it takes to get a world record. It's definitely starting to take the
Looks
shape
good.
of a donut, but to finish things off, I'm kneading together some of the cake and frosting scraps that we have. Then bringing that over to the donut itself and pressing it across
That's
the
what a
top,
cake
and
pop
some
is
of the
made
little
out of.
cracks in the
Mushing
sides.
together the frosting and the cake.
When
And
you
we
mix
use
cake and
that
frosting
knowledge
together, it
to be able to make this nice smooth outside of the donut.
As a reminder, this is what we're going for.
And we're
Look
getting
how
closer
big
and
that
closer.
thing is.
This now has to go back in the fridge to firm up before
Look at Linja struggling. She was so small, and this thing weighs so much more than her that she can't even push it.
we put the fondant on top. The fondant is what's gonna lay across the top of the donut and make it perfectly smooth.
The stuff that we're making right now is like Play-Doh that goes on the outside to make it look really smooth and perfect.
Now we'll turn the lever up so it's a bit thinner, and again we go. And after we've rolled out our first slice,
Yeah,
we'll
it
lay
looks
it
nice.
carefully and gently over our donut.
This right here is a fondant smoother. Wax on, wax off.
Now that our fondant is all laid out,
we're in the home stretch.
This is called an airbrush, and it's what's going to allow us to paint the whole donut.
It's basically
We're
spray
using
paint,
multiple
but for
coats and
food. That's what
colors
this
in order
tool
to
is.
achieve that classic, realistic donut look. Now that our donut is the perfect golden brown color, we get to do the part that we're most excited for.
Pouring on our glaze.
I was really excited for this part. I was very, very excited for this part.
Get the record. Here we go. We're gonna go all
Look
around
how
the top of
good
the
that
donut
looks.
and let it fall however it wants to. We also have to make sure we keep this as even as possible, giving us the perfect frosted donut. Linja, this is probably one of the most satisfying things I've ever seen.
So I'll be honest, I was the one pouring the frosting because Linja wanted me to do it, and I put way too much. And the donut still looked good, but you'll see in a few moments that the frosting leaked too far down, and there was no way to undo it, so I kind of messed up here. That was my fault.
Our frosting is done,
Look
and
at
these
the
are the
sprinkles.
sprinkles that
Custom
are gonna complete
giant
our
sprinkles.
They're made out of fondant.
At this point, it's time to channel our inner salt bae and add a bunch of sprinkles to finish it off. I've got to use a special strategy to hit it from the side.
Those look good.
We've definitely made the biggest donut now, but one question remains.
Is it official?
I can confirm we have a final weight,
Looks
225.9 pounds. And that makes this a brand new Guinness World Records title. Congratulations once again, you both are officially amazing.
Okay, so you'll notice that as the records get bigger and bigger, there's more and more people needed to help make them happen. You got a bigger team every single time. Just wait for the world's largest chocolate bar.
And the best part of it all, you'll find this donut in the Guinness World Records book of 2024. You'll be able to read about this record and all the other ones we've broken right here.
That's right, and here we are. This is me and Linja in the Guinness World Records 2024 book. There is our donut. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sign this right now, and I'm gonna send this book one of one to one of you watching. Just make sure you're subscribed, okay? Getting even bigger now, let's move on to the next world record, the world's largest dumpling with Uncle Roger, which during this one we also failed a record. You'll see in just a minute.
This is the largest dumpling in the world.
Uncle Roger and Uncle Nick gonna show you all how to make this and also the world's largest fortune cookie to go with it. First step, we're gonna make our dough.
To begin, we're gonna dump down a bunch of flour in the center of our work surface. Lots and lots of flour. And in this bowl, we have boiling water.
Pinch of salt. Uncle Nick, I think your salt pan
lots
very
of
cool,
Osmo.
but it's too many different type. Pumpkin spice, Spanish rosemary, flaky pink roasted garlic.
Don't worry, we got rid of all those flavors now. We keep it simple, we make the best seasonings in the world. Go get Osmo.
You just need MSG, hiya.
You're putting pumpkin spice salt?
Yeah, it's the 4 season. We're gonna mix it all in.
When we're doing something like this or making pasta dough, we have to make sure that the well on the outside doesn't break or all the water leaks out and it's a huge mess.
Gotta be
the
careful.
water leak out, you f***ed up.
Feel how nice that is. Why are you stroking my hand more than the dough?
I don't know, Uncle Roger feeling lonely today. Who need woman? Just stay single and fondle your flour.
The next step, we have to flour our work surface. See the technique.
Nice.
What technique? You just sprinkle on counter.
There's our dough.
Now that our dough ball ready to roll, we get the world's biggest rolling pin for you. Don't let my mom see this. She's gonna beat me up with this.
The next step here is to roll out our dough ball to get it nice and thin.
Huge rolling pin. That was a custom giant rolling
world
pin.
record, and that means we need a lot of dough.
Uncle Roger can't wait to show niece and nephew what I put in my filling. Got special ingredients
Uncle Roger knows how to make a really good dumpling filling. Wait till you see.
for leverage.
Oh my gosh, it's working. Getting to roll out a piece of dough this big is not easy.
Feel nice.
This is the official
There's
Guinness
Andy.
World Record for the largest edible single pierogi dumpling.
Guinness World Record. Do they always make you dress like you train conductor?
Okay, I was like, Uncle Roger, don't make fun of the world record judge. He's the one that decides if we get the world record. Why would you make fun of his outfit?
Purposes of this attempt, the ingredients must include flour, eggs, and a filling with at least 2 ingredients.
Just 2? That's too easy, nephew Auntie. Uncle Roger used way more than 2.
The dumpling has to be prepared in a traditional manner and formed into a semicircular shape.
Okay, easy, no
This is all the
problem.
rules.
And as with every Guinness World Records title, the food has to be distributed for human consumption afterwards.
Does this have to be edible, nephew Auntie?
It does.
Technically, every food edible.
Well, there's a food safety expert, Dennis, who's on site to make sure this dumpling will be safe to eat.
Once our dough is all rolled out, I'm gonna set that off to the side, and at this point we have to layer down our whole base of our steamer.
We have to build special custom steamer because this dumpling's so big, this regular steamer like this not gonna work.
Do you notice that we always had to build custom things like for the chicken nugget, or we had to go and find giant custom ovens? But in this case, we had to build our own steamer to steam the dumpling because with the Guinness rules, we had to to prepare the dumpling in the traditional steamed way.
We're gonna layer out all these sheets of parchment paper, which is basically gonna help to make sure we have a non-stick surface so this whole dumpling can actually be taken off after and served to everybody.
Why your parchment paper cut already? You're too lazy to cut your own parchment paper. Hiya.
Now is the exciting part. Time to actually layer down our dumpling.
Careful, careful, careful.
We have to carefully lay this all out on the base of our steamer. And it looks like Uncle Roger didn't put enough flour between some of the parts of it when he rolled it out.
What? Don't blame me. Hiya. Uncle Roger like your cameraman Manny. They both have the same haircut. They both got haircut from same barber. This is Uncle Roger's special dumpling filling. Cabbage, egg, potato, everything in there. And we have the special ingredient. MSG fuyo.
And of course, we also put some butter and some nice salt in here as well.
Yep.
It can't just be MSG. You rely too heavily on MSG.
No, I don't. No such thing.
Fun fact though, Uncle Roger would not give me his secret dumpling recipe. I'm remembering that now. He was very secret about his dumpling recipe. I don't know why. I'm sorry, you're never gonna know it. Neither do I.
Go,
At this point, we're just putting...
Oh no, you f***ed up. Hiya. Fingers crossed. Not bad, not bad.
As we layer up this whole filling, it's gonna crack a little bit, so we wanna make
Yeah.
sure to dip our hands in some warm water so that we can sort of soften out those potatoes.
I was already getting a little nervous here because it didn't look that good, and so it just doesn't look that good.
You build the sandcastle and then you can destroy it, and then I feel like Godzilla.
Uncle Roger was up all night making this filling, and each of these pans weighs 20 pounds.
And we have 7 of this pan. Uncle Roger been making this for the last 3 days. Uncle Nick kidnapped me and forced me to make
He did spend a lot of time
dumpling.
making the filling.
What? Somebody save me, please. I want to see my family.
Now that we've got it all stacked up, the rest of our filling is in sort of a mashed potato-like consistency so that we can really
Yeah, it
mold
kind of
all
looked
around
and felt
everything
like
and make
mashed
sure that this
potatoes.
nice
That's what it
big
felt
mound
like.
holds really strong when we go to steam it.
This thing has to be very sturdy when we steam it. Otherwise, nephew Andy, he's gonna come here for nothing.
I'm sorry, Andy.
No, I love it.
And just so we're eligible for world record, I'm gonna prove that it's edible. Okay, the food inspector right there, camera, look at that. I'm using spoon for hygiene purposes. See? See?
You're not supposed to be eating stuff during the record either. I know we always got yelled at by Dennis for eating things, and you'll see later I get yelled at by him during the chocolate bar. Maybe that's partly why we fail this one. Uncle Roger makes fun of the judge the whole time and then starts eating things in front of the health inspector.
And now we layer on the top.
We have to be extremely gentle at this point, because if this breaks or tears while we're layering it on top, this whole thing's over.
If you break this, the whole world record gone. Nephew Andy not gonna get paid. He's gonna be homeless in 2 weeks.
You're not making fun of Dennis at all, you're just getting after Andy, huh?
Because he dressed sensibly.
Now we have to carefully go around the entire dumpling and mold this dough over the top so it gives a really nice shape around the dumpling. It almost reminds me of working with fondant and a cake.
Yeah, this was almost exactly like putting all of the fondant on the giant donut. This is very similar.
What's your favorite color?
Sure, it's not edible.
You just purple for a week.
Now it is time to make the dumpling look nice and pretty.
That looks
And to do
awful.
that, we have to make the whole
It
thing
looks
wet.
awful.
Make it soaking wet. I'm working with 2 teenagers here.
Once it's nice and wet, we're
Yeah,
gonna
that
roll
looks
this
horrible.
up and over the sides to give it that really nice classic dumpling look. It's starting to look like a dumpling.
Not bad, I guess. It's not the
As
worst.
you can see, the dumpling is now complete, but we still have
It
to
looks
cook.
like
Let's
2
bring it
little
to
kids made it.
steamer. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh my gosh, it's heavy. It's heavy. Oh my goodness.
We better get this world record. Uncle Roger doing manual labor for you. Whew. We move dumpling over, and now we can steam it. This dumpling heavier than my ex-wife.
This right here is our giant lid for the
Yeah, okay.
steamer. We're gonna carefully
This is
lift
the
this
steamer
box
that we
over
built.
the dumpling
So,
and fit it over
I don't
the
know. I
base.
mean, we did our best to try to build something
Perfect.
that would have a lot of steam and trap
Now
it
the
inside,
steam
but
coming in
obviously
from this
in just a few
machine
moments you'll
is
see it
just
didn't
tube
work at all.
All the way into this special box.
Then it'll get nice and steamy inside, which hopefully will cook the dumpling.
While we
Hopefully.
wait, we're gonna go bake our fortune cookie. Uncle Roger gonna put my fortune cookie
yes.
recipe on screen right now. Take a screenshot if you want to use it.
Okay, so I forgot. We did 2 Guinness World Record attempts in this one video. We did the world's largest dumpling, and we did the world's largest fortune cookie, because that goes really well with dumplings and Chinese food. I'm not gonna spoil anything yet, just keep watching.
Before we can open this fortune cookie and redo the fortune inside, we actually need to weigh it. The great thing is we've got Kenny back with us, who weighed our cake pop a long time ago.
That looks really good. That actually, unlike the dumpling, looks really
We're done
good.
making fortune cookie now. And this, the moment of truth. What the dumpling gonna be like? 3, 2, 1.
Hold on. Before I open it, please don't judge me on how this looks.
Oh, whoa.
Fuyo!
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Swear the judge, don't look at this. Go away. Conductor nephew, you didn't see this?
That does not look like a dumpling.
But you know, if you squint really hard and imagine, it kind of still look like dumpling.
Nope.
Maybe you still stand a chance.
No, it doesn't.
Wanna ask Andy? Conductor nephew, what do you think?
Per the Guinness World Records guidelines, it needs to appear like a scaled up version of a smaller pierogi, and unfortunately it does not.
So, see that comment that I wrote above? I said, in all seriousness, I wanted to cry here, but I thought Uncle Roger would make fun of me. That's partly true. This was one of the worst moments I've ever had in the last 5 years of making YouTube videos. It was awful. We planned for months and months and spent a lot of money on this Guinness World Record, and then it ended up looking like a cake that was left out in the sun and all the frosting melted off. So, yeah, I'm really sad here.
I cannot award this to you guys today. Doesn't meet the criteria. Hopefully you guys have better luck with the fortune cookie.
This sucks. It's worse than my divorce.
After that crushing defeat with the dumpling, we're here without a record, and Uncle Roger came all the way for this.
It's okay, Uncle Nick. You can't win everything, but hopefully this one, we can get the world record of this.
So there's
Unfortunately, I can't award the Guinness World Records title until I see that it has a 2-scale fortune.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, so that means it's time to break it open and read what's inside.
Uncle Nick, I hope you remember to put fortune inside.
There has to be a fortune inside or we can't get the record.
Yes, there's a fortune. Lucky number 69.
Should have been lucky number 67. I actually don't understand what that means, so.
All right, now that I've seen the fortune, I can confirm this met all the points in our official Guinness World Records guidelines. Kenny, I can now accept your weight. The record to beat was 2.756 pounds. Uncle Roger, Chef Nick, you achieved 3.24 pounds. Congratulations, it's a new Guinness World Records title.
Oh, nice, nice.
Look at all the confetti.
Oh, well, at least we got one. I didn't come all the way here for nothing.
And there we go, another world record done, and now moving on to one of my favorites we've ever done, the world's largest sushi roll.
We're gonna make the world's largest sushi roll, and it all starts with a lot of ingredients. 2,000 pounds of well-seasoned sushi rice, 500 pounds of sushi-grade salmon, 500 pounds of fresh cucumbers, thousands and thousands of sheets of nori, and millions of sesame seeds.
Here's me for scale.
This roll will weigh the same as 45,000 regular sushi.
Okay, so like I said, everything is gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger, and here we are. This world record-breaking sushi roll that you're about to see is gonna be the equivalent of 45,000 individual rolls of sushi.
Today, we're attempting our most difficult record yet, the
Yep.
world's largest sushi roll.
We'll be judged today by none other than Andy.
There he
He'll be
is.
Our fast food record with us.
And we also have Dennis, a health inspector who's gonna make sure we follow those strict Guinness food safety protocols.
Before we begin, there are a few safety rules from Guinness.
The record is for the largest sushi roll slice in terms of diameter at the widest point. The sushi
Yep.
roll slice must be roughly circular, and the roll must include cold vinegar dressed rice, nori seaweed sheets, and at least 2 different
Very
flavors.
specific.
Now it's time to break another record. And to begin, we already have all our ingredients laid
look
out.
at
But
all
there's
those
just
ingredients.
one problem. We have lots and lots of salmon, and these babies aren't gonna fillet themselves. And that's why we're gonna warm up for today's record with another record attempt.
Nice.
Fastest time to fillet a 10-pound fish.
I'm about to attempt the fastest time to fillet a 10-pound fish. That's already crazy enough, but wait till you hear this next part.
Here's the best part. Guess who the current record holder is?
That Gordon.
None other than the king of all food himself, Gordon Ramsay.
Yep.
Gordon, you better watch out. Nick knows how to fillet a fish.
You rarely see people attempt 2 records in one day.
Yeah.
Full movement. The current record to beat is indeed set by Gordon Ramsay at 1 minute and 5 seconds. Good luck.
1 minute and 5 seconds to fillet a whole 10-pound fish. Do we think I can do it? Let's find out. It's a big salmon. Big fish.
Cooperate, Mr. Salmon. Nick needs all the help he can get.
All right, Andy, am I good to go?
On my count. Ready?
My heart was beating so
3,
fast.
2, 1, go.
Ah yes, I have to take off all the skin. The skin must come off, and then, more importantly, you gotta cut it into those portions. That's part of the record here. Come on. Come on, Nick.
One minute, exactly.
I beat it. I beat it. I beat it by 5 seconds. That's it. 5 seconds. But it's not official yet.
As the independent witness, and I have verified that you are indeed a fishmonger. The rules for this record are as follows. There must be a minimum number of 15 fillets. And
Some of
each
those look
portion
okay,
must be
some
at
not
least
so much,
40
but
grams.
let's see.
Okay.
through. We got 120, 113, 127, 146, 124.
He's weighing all of them to make sure that they all hit the right number, because they all have to weigh at least 40 grams.
140. And the bonus portion, number 16, weighs 144. We're in business.
Good job, Nick.
Nick, you've just completed an official Guinness World Records attempt for the fastest time to fillet a 10-pound fish. We've had the fishmongers present, and we've confirmed that you've made at least 15 portions of at least 40 grams each. Now, as you know, the current record stands at 1 minute and 5 seconds, set by Gordon Ramsay. Nick, today you achieved 1 minute, 0.29 seconds. Congratulations, it's a new Guinness World Records title.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Another one for the record books.
Nick, this is your
Nice.
4th record. Congratulations, you're officially amazing.
Great work today, Fish.
Yes. Okay, 1 record's done, and I thought it'd be fun to use salmon for it, since we're gonna use salmon to make the sushi roll that you're about to see. This is where things are gonna get interesting.
Filleting our salmon, it's time to get going with the main event.
Linja, where'd you get those chopsticks?
What? We're making a big sushi roll.
In front of us is our giant 7-foot sushi mold.
The first step is to toss on our booties.
Because we're gonna have to be walking inside this thing.
What are those?
We'll start by layering in our 500 pounds of cucumbers.
Starting with the cucumbers,
Given how big this
good.
sushi roll is, we can keep these babies whole. We needed a lot of helpers for this.
As you can see, more and more people. I told you, the bigger the records get, the more people you're gonna see.
Ever seen in my life.
The forces on the sushi are gonna be so
We even needed to have an engineer for this. The sushi roll was gonna be so big that listen to what could happen if we messed it up. Ready?
Okay, and what would happen if we just filled too much of one side and didn't do the other?
The whole mold could fall over or burst, or any number of bad things could happen.
If that happens, Manny's
See?
getting fired today. I know that much. So to start out, we're gonna put some rice all around the edges to sort of give a nice foundation around the
Yeah.
ring that's in the middle here. I'm adding a little
Season
bit
it
of
up,
vinegar
that's
and oil
good.
to this, which will not only make the rice taste better, but it'll also help us to fluff it up a little bit more.
Nick, don't squirt on Linja.
This stuff costs so
That's
much.
probably more rice than a sushi restaurant would need for the entire week. At this point, we'll begin taking our first fillets of
They
fish.
are
and
awesome. Look how beautiful those are.
These I'm gonna carefully layer all
Yeah, I
the
don't
way
know
around the center
why
of
I
the
said
bowl until we have
carefully
all
layer
500
when I'm
pounds.
just
The one thing
throwing
I'm
them
worried
all
about
in.
Some of these world records now is that it often turns out to be more of a workout than anything else.
Don't be such a baby, Nick.
Nick, Linja, you guys are off
There's
to
Andy.
a great start. You've got the nori, you got 2 fillings, and you have the cold vinegar dressed rice. Well seasoned too.
Compliments to the chef.
So all the cooking equipment was sanitized in accordance with the 2013 food code. Samples were taken of the rice as far as the
This is all the nerdy food inspector stuff. You don't have to really worry too much about this, but we certainly did. There were a lot of rules.
So we're good.
Damn, I'm really hungry.
Uh-oh.
As you can see, our sushi roll here is starting to
Look at that. Doesn't that look so cool? And it was happening right here. This sushi roll is built right where I'm sitting right now.
And fluff it up so that we can make sure it's nice and light, the same way you'd have in a normal sushi roll.
You gotta massage that rice.
Andy, this is looking pretty cool. What are some of the coolest food records you've ever judged?
Well, of course, this one and the most fast food restaurants visited in 24 hours.
Naturally.
Our summer might.
Yup, most fast food restaurants visited in less than 24 hours. We did it, and it's later in this video. Keep watching.
After a little lunch break where we had some Chipotle, we're back.
Chipotle. Why would we have Mexican food when we're making sushi? We should have just ordered sushi for the whole crew that day. I don't understand still why we had Chipotle. Doesn't make sense to me.
Back to layering all of our rice. The salmon is dangerously close to the top at this point, as are the cucumbers. So now it's all about just finishing strong and shaping this into a full mega sushi roll. This thing is...
See, this is when I was getting worried that it was gonna just explode and fall on the ground, so I started taping the whole outside because the engineer said that would be a good idea to try to hold together.
Emergency, emergency, we've run out of rice vinegar.
Oh yeah, we ran out of rice seasoning in the middle of the video, so Linja had to make some really, really quick.
Start with a whole bottle of rice vinegar. Wow, this is slow. Gosh darn it. A nice
God.
pinch of salt. Osmo, of course.
Yes.
And then a bunch of sugar.
Load it up with sugar,
And
Linja.
maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, a little more.
Maybe we ought to supersize this thing. And then we have to heat it to dissolve the sugar.
Yep.
If you haven't liked the video, we got a problem.
Uh-oh.
And subscribe.
Time to pour our new rice wine vinegar solution back into the bottles and send Linja on her way.
There we go.
It's hot. Gotta keep the rice moist.
We're at the home stretch here, trying to fluff up
Look
all
how
the
many
rest of this
people
rice
there
to
are
make
for
it
this
fit
one. It's
evenly around the
crazy.
fish and the
But again, if you think this is crazy, it gets insane.
stays in place to make a perfect sushi roll, but anything could happen.
Oh, and here's the last tub of rice.
Last tub of rice.
My back is really starting to hurt from carrying the team all day.
How's it looking, guys?
It looks amazing.
But it's not yet officially amazing.
Hold on for a second. Look at all the containers that are in the back there. Those are all containers that were filled with rice and salmon and cucumbers and everything throughout the day. It's just, the pile is taller than Linja.
Oh, come on, Andy. Now that we've finished building
my
our
favorite
sushi
part.
roll,
My
the next step is to
favorite
take the
part
center portion
of
out.
maybe any world record that we ever did is pulling this out.
Some holes through the side, which hopefully we can use as handles to pull it all out. It's definitely gonna be hard to pull. I'm gonna go all around the side of the mold, making a few of these handles, and then it's gonna be a big team.
So wait. This is a moment where it better work. And there was so much pressure from all the weight of the rice and the cucumbers and the salmon that I don't even think our engineer knew if this was gonna work.
Pull.
Oh, Nick, I wasn't filming.
See, that's not a funny joke. That is every creator's worst nightmare, for you to be filming a huge moment and then your cameraman forgets to be filming it. I almost pushed Manny off the ladder.
To finish things off, we're gonna layer these cucumbers all the way around to make a nice pretty pattern on the top.
This thing's gonna look as good as it's gonna taste.
Before Andy comes in to judge, regardless of whether or not we get this record today, just take a look at how truly massive this sushi roll is.
You could fit 100 Linjas in this thing.
Today you guys have just completed an official Guinness World Records attempt for the largest sushi roll by width. I've looked at this very beautiful roll and I've verified that you guys have used cold vinegar dressed rice, nori seaweed sheets, and at least 2 fillings. And it is a scaled up version of a single piece of a traditional sushi roll. Now the record to beat was 2 meters, which is roughly 6 feet, 6.74 inches. I'm measuring to see the diameter of the sushi roll at its widest point across.
This one's measured by how wide you can actually make the roll without it falling apart.
Today you guys achieved 7 feet, 1 inch. Congratulations, you're officially amazing.
Linja was so happy when we got this one. She's Japanese, so she always loved sushi. I think this was the happiest I ever saw her from a record. Everybody was really happy, actually, I have to say. Look at that handshake. Look at that form. Let's replay that. Look at that. How does Linja have that form down for the dap up like that? How does she know how to do that? We'll actually jump right into what's next, which is the most fast food restaurants visited in 24 hours. I'm not gonna go through that specific video today because I just wanna stick to the giant foods that we made and keep leveling those up to bigger and bigger ones, but I will show you a few fun highlight clips here. It was a really, really fun day with Linja and I have a lot of good memories from that record, but you may remember that earlier I told you I have a crazy story with the judge Andy, and I'm gonna show you that really quickly now. Okay.
Holy sh**. That could have been so bad. I'm still shaking a little bit. It was very hot. Hey, Andy, what do you say about we just don't take any more elevators today?
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Okay, so I hope Andy is not gonna get mad at me for sharing this, but when the elevator stopped, it got really, really hot. There were tons of people in there packed into this tiny elevator. Andy freaked out and started taking off all his clothes. I will never forget it. Nobody was laughing because it wasn't funny and I think we were all panicking inside, but he starts taking off his jacket first and then he starts pulling off his tie and he's taking off all of his clothes. So I think he would have been naked if we were stopped for another 30 to 45 seconds. Andy, if you're watching this, I love you so much. I was just very caught off guard that you started taking all your clothes off. We're actually gonna move right into the world record we broke next, which was our biggest and baddest ever, the world's largest chocolate bar. I've been waiting for this one all video. Chocolate is one of the most popular foods on the planet, but did you know it all comes from this weird looking fruit shaped like a dinosaur egg? In this video, I'll take you from farm to factory to show you how chocolate is made. And at the end, we'll use all the chocolate you'll see in this video to attempt the Guinness World Record for the world's largest chocolate bar. And it all starts with the cacao tree. Okay, so take the size of every food world record we just did, okay? Add all of those things together, it doesn't even come close to the weight of this chocolate bar we're about to make. So we need to find a lot of actual chocolate and cacao beans to make it, and that's where we're starting in this video.
So you can eat this right now, and you suck off all the white pulp on the outside of it.
Yeah, and so what we're doing is taking out all of those seeds, and if you've never tasted cacao, it actually tastes like lemon and pineapple and lychee. It's very fruity. The inside is where you get the chocolate. You'll see that in just a second here. Okay, so it's time to take all of these beans that we've just harvested and actually start to make some chocolate.
We made it to the chocolate factory, and take a guess at what's in all these different bags around me. If you guess cacao...
Hold on, look at all those bags. Those are all bags that we collected to make the world's largest chocolate bar. That's an insane amount of stuff compared to what we needed for our smallest world record, which was that chicken nugget. This is crazy.
What's in all these different bags around me? If you guess cacao beans, you'd be right.
But these beans can't go inside the factory until they've been fermented and dried. Fermenting the beans is an important step that allows them to develop all of that chocolatey flavor. In about a week, they'll go from looking like this to something like this.
Once all the cacao is laid out to dry, it just sits here in the hot Ecuadorian sun. And there's so much
Mr. Beast, thanks for interrupting this video, buddy. I will call you later. Take that, Jimmy. I'm busy.
So much of it that I can literally make a chocolate snow
Look
angel.
how much there
All
is.
these
It's crazy.
seeds that are drying here, they flip them over every 15 to 30 minutes to make sure that
And remember, we have to do all of this process because for Guinness World Records, it's all gotta taste the same way that a normal chocolate bar tastes, so we couldn't skip any steps. That's why I'm showing you all this. It's really cool.
It looks a lot like a dinosaur egg, but if you actually break all this apart in your hand and crumble it up a little bit, those are cacao nibs. People put them on things like smoothie bowls all the time, but if you grind these together into a paste,
We're getting close here. We're getting close to making the bar.
it makes this sort of chocolate.
Look at
paste
that.
We're gonna go see now. Welcome to the Hershey's Chocolate Factory. This is about as close as you're ever gonna get to real life Willy Wonka. You can see here that they have this huge hose with
So we're already starting to process all of that chocolate, turn it into a paste that we're later gonna use for making the actual bar. You'll see, this is all gonna make sense in just a few moments.
Correct. Right? It's like eating a liquid chocolate bar.
It is like eating a
How
liquid
could you
chocolate
not
bar.
like it? Now that we're in the Hershey's Chocolate Factory, I have 2 goals today. First, I want to see how Hershey's Kisses
That's
are
so
made,
cool.
'cause I've seen some cool videos
You know how
online,
every
it
time
looks
we did a
awesome.
world
And
record,
second,
Linja and
we
I
need to make
always
some
did a lot of
chocolate bars.
research.
So now we're in the room where the
I'm doing all my
Hershey's
research
Kisses
here.
are
I'm just
made.
making sure I understand how to make lots and lots of chocolate.
Pumping out Hershey's Kisses. 24 hours a day.
So my thought here was, if Hershey's can make 70 million Hershey's Kisses every single day, we should be able to make one giant chocolate bar, right? And I'm just learning here, how do you make chocolate in a huge amount? That's what my goal was of seeing this factory. But let's just fast forward through a little bit of this, because I want to get to the point that we're making the bars and then getting ready for this big record, the biggest record we've ever done.
From here, from this in-feed belt, the kisses then are single-filed through this chicaning system here, so that way they can go individually into the wrapper.
This is cool. We're pumping all that chocolate from earlier into these square bar shapes to then later glue all together to assemble into one giant bar. That's what's happening here.
Chocolate put in the mold. We've got to get the chocolate into the whole full cavity of the mold.
This is me for scale. It's a big fridge.
Okay, so look at me next to this giant refrigerator. You think back to some of our other records, we're using that giant oven for the beef Wellington. And in the moment when I thought, oh, 4 of us can fit inside this one giant oven, that's crazy. Now look at what we're working with. That's what I told you when I said these things would get big.
So after the mold twisters, the candy goes through the demolding cabinet where the molds are turned upside down and the chocolate is separated from the mold.
So here come our bars. Look at those. They're perfect.
We have them lined out in rows.
So how many bars do you make every day?
So across all the lines here at West Hershey, we make
So they make 9 million of these a day. So you know why it's the perfect place to make some bars, right? They're able to make 9 million bars a day. And we didn't need that many for the world's largest chocolate bar, but you'll see how many we needed pretty
It's
soon.
even more perfect than the Kisses. It's shimmering in the light here. I'm looking up close on this thing. I don't think I see anything
Looks
wrong
good.
at all. It passed the shiny test, but let's see if it passes the crack test. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, I think these are winners.
all marks in a good temper and a good bar.
As we can see here, there's lots and lots and lots of these beautiful giant Hershey's bars being made, but for the Guinness World Record, we actually needed to create our own mold for the bars, since the bars actually had to be taller and wider because everything has to be at scale for a Guinness World Record. So we did exactly that. And there's our special mold right
Try to
there.
make the world's largest chocolate bar.
Over the next
Here we
24
go.
hours, this warehouse in Ecuador will be completely transformed from this to this.
We can't build this chocolate bar outside because it's about 95 degrees in Ecuador. So we're bringing all this
So
chocolate.
here
from
is all the
farm
chocolate we have to
a
ship to
giant
Ecuador
warehouse.
for the
It's gonna
record,
be
and
air
here
conditioned.
is the bar we made with our
Build the
custom
bar.
mold.
This is pretty fun.
Why did we go to Ecuador for this? Ecuador is one of the most famous places in the world to grow cacao, so we figured if we did it there, instead of shipping everything to the US, it'd be a lot smarter.
Currently, the Guinness World Record world's largest chocolate bar is 383
Look how big that
square
is.
meters in size. And behind me is the layout for a 400 square meter chocolate bar. If we pull this off, this bar will be the same size as a full-size basketball court, weigh the same as 183,000 regular chocolate bars, and if you melted it, you'd have enough to fill 80 bathtubs.
How did we get here? I wish Linja had been around to see this one because I'm sure she could have never imagined it would get to this level.
With all of that chocolate that we're bringing inside, this is going to be
So
happening
here's the
all
bars
day
that you
long
just
behind
saw
the
from the
scenes.
Hershey's
The whole
factory,
thing here
those
is gonna be
custom molds that we
unpacking
made. These are
boxes
all the
and
bars.
and boxes of chocolate. As we know, Guinness World Records is very strict.
I brought my friend Patrick to help with this one. I always like breaking records with people because it's more fun as a team.
So what we have here is just a bag of melted chocolate, basically like a chocolate hot glue gun. And we're gonna very carefully go in between all the chocolate bars so that everything starts to stick together. Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you go.
That's so cool.
Well, now we just
That's
got
awesome.
9,000 more to go.
Now that we've started working on the bar, I know I've already given you guys some comparisons, but just so you understand, it's gonna take 11 tons of chocolate to fill this whole white mat here.
Wow.
That's about the same weight as 2
For
fully
scale.
grown elephants.
11 tons. This bar will weigh the size of 2 220 linjas, just to go back to comparing things in linja size.
Look how long this chocolate bar is already becoming. It's crazy. The name of the game here is speed. I always get so nervous in the corners because it's like, did we mess it up or will it fit? The moment of truth. Is it gonna fit?
Doesn't look like it's gonna fit. And then it did.
Like a glove.
There's nothing like a good, friendly competition, and I actually think this was really helpful for us because it made us move a little bit faster and we were up against the clock. The health inspector was constantly watching carefully from the background here.
You're lying. The risk factor for me is very low.
Who? Did you get that on camera?
Nick, what happened?
The lights went off. One thing we're dealing with during this record is once in a while right now in Ecuador, they're having an issue with the energy grid, and so the lights just shut off sometimes. It should come back on with the generator.
The most important part though is the air conditioning because it's 95 degrees outside and it could melt this chocolate.
This is bad.
This was no joke, by the way. This is real. We don't fake stuff. This was real. There were 400 people helping with this record coming in and out of this room. The lights were off for a while, and I counted how much time we had without power. Unfortunately, there is a big problem with the energy grid in Ecuador, so sometimes it just randomly goes out in the day, and that is exactly what happened here.
It's been 5 minutes now. They're using flashlights over there right now to keep working on the chocolate bar.
See? We had to use flashlights.
I think that's the generator. That sounds good. That sounds good.
Oh, it just went off again.
We heard it come back and then it went
now
off.
Now been 18 minutes with no power. Starting to freak out.
This is no joke.
It went from bad to worse.
We need power. It'd be crazy if it went on like right now.
No.
Well, at this point, guys, it's been over 30 minutes with no power. So we're gonna—
Half an hour, we just had to get back to work. Here's the problem, look, you can already see it starting to melt. It was getting hotter and hotter in this room. This is really, really bad. When this happened, I started freaking out, I'll be honest, because this was a way bigger project compared to the dumpling. And if we failed this one, maybe I'll tell you how much money I would have lost at the end of the video. I don't want to say that number right now. Let's just hope it works out first.
So we just got a bad update from the health inspector.
The temperature's 75 right now. If it gets above 80, the chocolate's gonna start to melt.
And if we get to 80 degrees, video's done. No record.
Dude, it's actually getting
an hour.
Hot in here.
An hour. I was so excited when the power went
I
off.
can feel the AC back on. Temperature's starting to come down. As long as this holds out, you're gonna be back on schedule.
We were working on this bar for so long that we had to have people coming in and out in shifts to help us make it.
And now we're 50% of the way through on this chocolate bar. As you can see, we had to bring in a few extra helpers. We were never gonna finish this thing otherwise. We've got about 80 rows out of the 106 that we need to do to complete the entire chocolate bar.
It's so shiny too. Look how shiny it is.
We've sort of been patrolling throughout the day, and word on the street right now is the corner in the back there is working a little bit slow. We're gonna step in and help them out. Look at all your chocolate all over you. Look at this.
Look at how hard this guy was working.
How did you get all this chocolate on you? I love chocolate. You love chocolate. I think it looks cool.
And you smell delicious.
We started today at 7:30 a.m. and now it is 7:22 p.m. And in this
12
last
hours
corner,
later.
we're now down to just 10 squares left.
9, 8.
This was so exciting.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Nick, here it is.
You guys ready for the reveal of what we hope is about to be the world's largest chocolate bar?
Getting chills.
We did it! After 22,000 pounds of chocolate and lots of teamwork, this is unofficially the biggest chocolate bar ever made in
Unofficially.
the world. But now,
The judge has to decide if it's official. Here we go. Let's see.
The current world record for the largest chocolate bar by area is 383 square meters. After all the measurements,
Come on.
you have achieved a new Guinness World Records title.
Wow.
None of this chocolate will go to waste. We're gonna break this whole chocolate bar up and give it to kids all across Ecuador. Wait. I literally just realized we never tried it.
Yeah, I never got to taste it.
Cheers.
It was a really, really good chocolate bar. If you just watched this entire video, thank you so much, and please go comment down below and tell me which record you want me to break next.